Reaching the NBA is a lot like winning the lottery when it comes to basketball. For many players, that level of athleticism brings fame and fortune, but that comes with the price of unbelievable pressure, and not everyone has what it takes to rise to the challenge. Whether they're facing injuries, pressure from their team, or even just falling behind, some superstars become terrible players. That's why we are breaking down the 5 worst superstars in the NBA. Number 5. Tyler Herro. Tyler Herro may not be the first name that comes to mind when you think of superstars in the NBA. Still, he's in a league of his own with a pretty diehard fan base. Some may argue that the fact that the 21-year-old has a Billboard hit rap song with his name as the title has earned him the reputation he has amongst some fans. As hilarious as that idea may be, he still has plenty to prove in the regular season as a consistent scorer and contributor night after night. Herro was the 13th overall pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, which isn't too bad considering. Originally from Milwaukee, Herro made a major splash in his high school years. Before even becoming a junior, he committed himself to the University of Wisconsin. This all changed when the head coach of University of Kentucky came to see him play the following year. Herro decommitted himself from Wisconsin and signed up to play with Kentucky. Shortly after playing with the college team, Herro declared for the 2019 draft and decided he wouldn't finish out his 3 years of college. Instead, he hired an agent. Today, Herro is certainly a solid player. Playing for the Miami Heat, he is considered the youngest player to start in an NBA Finals game. Most NBA fans wouldn't argue with the idea of him eventually earning and working his way up to become a true NBA superstar. Number 4. Anthony Bennett. Anthony Bennett was a major name back in the early 2010s. He was bound for superstardom until he hit the stage of the NBA and everything changed. Bennett is often considered to be one of the worst draft busts in NBA history. In college, he played for UNLV Runnin' Rebels before giving up his last 3 years of college to be drafted in 2013. Basketball coaches, fans, analysts, and players all thought Bennett was going to take the league by storm. He was one of 13 players invited to the green room for the draft, which almost guaranteed he was going to be a top pick. Then he was the very first pick overall for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Going into his rookie season, he had some major losses. He was even recorded as having been one of the lowest scoring top picks in NBA history. At that point, he was traded to the Timberwolves, but could not perform. He was losing traction, and his superstar status was quickly vanishing. Throughout that summer, reports emerged that the team was looking into possible trade options for Anthony Bennett, but was finding no takers. While no NBA observer would be remotely surprised to hear that the Timberwolves are struggling to drum up interest for the underwhelming Bennett, it's still pretty jarring to have 29 NBA GMs shrug when offered a 22-year-old former number 1 overall pick, who scored double digits in scoring just 8 times last season, despite averaging 15.7 minutes per game. In recent years, Bennett has been playing in Puerto Rico. Number 3. Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis has been a major name in basketball since he was drafted back in 2012 to the New Orleans Pelicans. He had committed to the draft alongside other starting members of the University of Kentucky after just 1 season and a championship win. He was the first overall pick in the draft and had a very bright future ahead of him. To be fair, Davis still has a bright future and is certainly a superstar. Recently, Davis's playing shows that he's not exactly living up to his superstar status. In reality, Davis just helped Los Angeles secure a championship win back in 2020. Not only that, he's still one of the leading players in the NBA when you look at the numbers. The problem is that he just hasn't been playing like Anthony Davis, and this might be a red flag. He's averaging his fewest points, 21.1 since his sophomore season in the NBA. His free throw percentage is 72.5% and the worst it's ever been. This past season, the Lakers were better defensively when he was on the bench. He's taking more mid-range jumpers than ever before, has the lowest percentage of attempts at the basket in his career, and the list just goes on and on. In a vacuum, Anthony Davis is still amongst the top players, and his name is still a household name, an NBA brand that doesn't seem to be going anywhere. But his performance the past year lands him a spot on this list for good reason. Fans, players, and coaches alike are holding their breath to see where Davis lands. Number 2. John Wall. If there's one NBA superstar that fans absolutely love, it's John Wall. After a spectacular performance playing for the University of Kentucky, Wall went into the 2010 draft having been inducted into his school's Athletics Hall of Fame. He was a major contender in the draft and was quickly becoming a big name. Before the draft even happened, Wall was signed to Reebok and became the face of their brand new sneaker. He signed with a major agent and was looking to become the next NBA superstar. He was the first overall pick by the Washington Wizards. In the beginning, he was proving himself to be a superstar on the court. He took home Rookie of the Month by the Eastern Conference. He put up solid points and landed Rookie Game MVP during the All-Star Weekend. Over time, Wall has lost his luster and his points have been slipping. After 10 years playing for the Wizards, he was traded to the Rockets back in 2020. As of July 2021, there's even more talk of Wall being traded again to the Los Angeles Clippers. There's no doubt that this superstar may be losing his power in the game, but he still has quite the group of followers. Only time will tell whether he's able to turn things around. Number 1. Greg Oden. Greg Oden is a complicated NBA draft bust story. He was once the most clear and obvious incoming superstar. Unlike many talented players, the NBA proved to be a very different stage. Oden entered the 2007 draft as the most obvious top prospect, with Kevin Durant close behind at number 2. The talented center dominated the NCAA at Ohio State, and hardly anyone questioned the pick by the Portland Trail Blazers at the time. But injuries quickly derailed what could have been a long and prosperous NBA career. Oden missed his entire rookie season with a knee injury, and after playing 2 decent seasons after that, he missed another 3 years due to his chronic knee issues. Oden returned to the NBA to play for the Miami Heat in 2013, but that is the last we've seen of him in an NBA jersey. He went on to play in the Chinese Basketball Association and the basketball tournament in 2018. Now, while Oden may be the most notorious superstar to lose momentum because of an injury, there is a long list of others. This is just one way that the NBA can be arduous and unforgiving. To play at that level of basketball, you need a combination of talent and incredible luck. Did we miss someone? Let us know in the comments who you think the worst superstar NBA player of all time is. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new content. This has been our breakdown of the 5 worst superstars in the NBA.